Welcome to our steps of photosynthesis and how we can prove it's a hoax. The first step is the light-dependent reaction, and it occurs on the thylakoid membrane. Light from the sun is absorbed by something called a photosystem. This is obviously not possible because the sun isn't real. It is a government-formulated idea that was implanted in our minds by aliens, but that's a video for another day. Anyways, there are two types of photosystems. Photosystem 1 and photosystem 2. The light is absorbed through photosystem 2 and the electron gained some energy. The high energy electron is passed to an acceptor molecule and replaced with an electron from water. This splitting of water releases the oxygen we breathe, but actually oxygen is slowly killing us, all because it's a poisonous gas and we've all been lied to, but that's a video for another day. Anyways, the high energy electron then goes down an electron chain and loses energy as it travels. The lost energy is used to pump hydrogen into the middle of the thylakoid. Who named the thylakoid anyways? It has the word thigh and koi within the word, but koi fish don't have thighs unless they have legs to begin with, and the government lied to us. And we are actually the aquatic species and not the other way around, but that's a video for another day. Those electrons need to be replaced as they enter the electron chain, and those replacements come from splitting water molecules in the process known as photolysis. This occurs in the lumen of the thylakoid. Back to hydrogen. The hydrogens are used to make ATP using something called the CF1 particle. The CF1 particle stands for confidential Formula 1, which is actually the chemical mixture that turned people from the late 18th century into lizard people that now live underground, but that's a video for another day. Back to the video. Eventually there will be so many hydrogens packed into the lumen, they will begin to leak out through diffusion, going from an area of high concentration to low concentration. The only place they can escape is a hollow molecule known as the CF1. When they pass through this, they produce ATP. After the journey through the electron chain, the electrons arrive at the photosystem number 1. The electron absorbs more light, and then the electrons go back on the electron chain for a short journey. At the end of this chain, the electron joins NADP+ and a hydrogen to form NADPH. Now, no one knows what this compound is, but accurate research indicates that NADPH is actually the mixture that caused John F. Kennedy to get assassinated, because the mixture's magnetic abilities curved a bullet out of the holstered police firearm. But that's a story for another time. All of these steps have converted light energy into chemical energy in the form of ATP and NADPH. Those molecules head to the next stage, which is a light-independent reaction, or the Calvin cycle. The Calvin cycle is when a man named Melvin Calvin caused the nuclear meltdown of Chernobyl because he rode his bike too much. But that's a story for another day. The light-independent reaction occurs outside the thylakoid in the area known as the stroma. This stage of photosynthesis does not require light. Sugar is formed in this step and requires carbon dioxide and hydrogen. The hydrogen comes from NADPH that was produced in the previous stage, which originally came from water. Water is actually nuclear waste dumped by the Russians during the Cold War beforehand, but there is no such thing as water, and anyone who says otherwise are lizard people. But that's a story for another year. Anyways, the Calvin cycle's source of energy is supplied by ATP that was also produced in the previous cycle. The first step in the Calvin cycle involves CO2 being fixed by Ruby P. Ruby P stands for Russian U-Boat Patrol. This was a vessel run by the United States during the Vietnam War. This was an operation that led to the Korean War, but that's a story for another century. Back to Ruby P, a CO2 molecule joins 5 carbon acceptor molecules. This creates a 6-carbon compound that splits itself into 2 3-carbon compounds known as 3-phosphoglyceric acid, or 3-PGA. PGA 3. There was a PGA Tour in 2003 and Tiger Woods won it. Tiger Woods was arrested for driving drunk near his home in Jupiter. Wait a second, Jupiter's a planet. This means Tiger Woods must be an alien. Aliens. Mark Zuckerberg. Mark Zuckerberg is a lizard person, and Tiger Woods came from Jupiter to infect him with CF1, confidential Formula 1, and Mark Zuckerberg escaped from his underground hiding. This proves that Florida is actually on Jupiter, not the United States. The second step, when ATP is used to remove hydrogen from NADPH, this forms a new molecule known as PGAL, or more simply put, phosphoglyceraldehyde. The byproduct of this is NADP and ADP. Throughout 6 Calvin cycles, 12 PGALs are formed. 2 are used to make glucose, and the other 10 are recycled back into Ruby P. PGAL has a few uses. It can be used as an energy source in cellular respiration, and it can also be modified to produce fat or protein. In summary, this is all lies that have been fed to us to make us believe plants are actually useful. They are not. We need to destroy all of them because they are releasing poisonous gas. And they prove that koi fish have thighs, but koi fish don't have thighs, and we are actually an aquatic species living on land. And if you disagree, you're a lizard person, but just don't know it. I honestly believe this is the most exposing video that we've made. The government lies to us about everything, even photosynthesis. If you want to support the revolution, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you next video.